As a single guy, we are always going to come across someone who is divorced. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 red flags with going out on dates or starting to date someone who is divorced. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right. 3 red flags in dating a woman that is divorced. I'm going to give you the 3 reasons right up front, and then I'm going to explain each one of them. Okay, so first of all, you need to know, when was the divorce? Because maybe she's actually still married. Number 2, was the divorce ugly or amicable? Number 3, did she leave her kids behind? Right? I'm laughing because, man, you guys are probably going to be thinking like, dude, Silver Bachelor, why would you ignore these 3 red flags? Right? Well, I met someone recently. I put an end to the situation after a few dates in because these red flags came up, right? Not all the red flags, but let's address the first one. When was the divorce? If she's actually divorced. So, one of my videos, if you haven't checked it out, where I said my girlfriend is a covert narcissist. All right, this woman that I dated, this was maybe 6 months ago, and she was still married. So, depends on the situation, but what I appreciated in that situation with her is she was upfront about everything at the beginning. So I was like, okay, I appreciate her honesty. So here's the kicker. You guys are going to be laughing at me, right? But hey, listen, I want to be as authentic in this channel, as possible with every video. I don't sugarcoat things, and I'm honest. I'm not hiding anything, right? And I want to share my successes and my failures with you. So, check it out. Oh, she was hot. She was a hot Brazilian girl living in Atlanta because that's where I live. I moved here 1 year ago from Canada. So, at the beginning, she says, well, I have to tell you a couple things. And I said, okay. She's like, I'm still married, living in the same house, but we're separated. I'm like, okay. How long has this been? And she's like, well, I've been separated, living in the same house for 4 months, but I'm still married to a woman. Yeah. So, still married to a woman. And this wasn't her first marriage to a woman. It was her second marriage, right? Now, maybe that's another red flag, but I'm not going to talk about that in terms of how many marriages. Like, I would say more than 2 marriages, more than 3 is like, So her case, she had 2 marriages, and the reason why she was interested to date me is because she said, oh, all my relationships with women have basically been a disaster, and I want to give this a shot again with men. So I appreciated that, but it ended up being a total emotional roller coaster, and she was just going through all these things, but yet I've healed myself. I was married before, and I've been single for 2 years. So it took me some time to heal. I am healed. And then at the time I met her, here I was, the healed person, and she was still broken. So you need to find out, when was the divorce, because how fresh is it? And is she actually divorced, right? So in Canada, just a little factoid, in Canada, you have to be separated for 1 year before you can apply for a divorce. Now, that separation, you could be living in the same household, not sleeping in the same bed, but my recommendation to you guys, if that's your situation, you put it in writing. So you get an agreement from your partner or wife, obviously, and you say, look, let's agree on our date of separation. And by the way, if you're on the hook for any custody or child support or any alimony, they're going to use that date of separation to determine your income on that date. So not your income afterwards. So in my case, I got a new job. 3 months after the date of separation, and my job gave me a significant boost in income. So any kind of calculations, if you, I don't have any children, but any calculations with respect to like alimony and things like that, that they will calculate it based on your date of separation. I believe it's the same thing in the United States. So that's number one. When was the divorce, and is she actually divorced, right? Number two, was the divorce ugly or amicable? So the woman that I started dating recently, things started coming out as she got more comfortable with me after a few dates. And unlike my situation where my ex-wife and I, we went through our separation and we divorced amicably. We did not want to involve lawyers. So lawyers were not involved in us, coming up with a separation agreement. By the way, as part of filing for a divorce, you need to have a separation agreement in place about your affairs. There's tons of online services. I paid $50 for like a template. And then my ex-wife and I, we basically just negotiated on items and settled on something. And we both signed it, sealed, delivered. Divorce is part of the divorce application. So turns out that her divorce was so damn nasty that she had to pay $150,000 and he had to pay $400,000 of the contention that they both had. And I'm going to say that's a red flag, because I didn't have a contentious divorce like that. And maybe it's different if somebody's cheated and maybe somebody's like, I don't want to give you $1 million when I have $3 million, whatever. But at the end of the day, I was just really surprised that in this person's situation, she couldn't work out something to reduce the legal costs, because what the fuck, $150,000 on her side to fight for her rights, and he paid $400,000. This is what she's telling me. Who knows? He paid apparently $400,000 to fight for his rights. I'm like, what the fuck? So that's a red flag, dude. You need to ask them, like, how was it? How did things go? And the uglier the situation is, I would say, the more chances you need to bounce from that situation. All right, last. Did she leave her kids behind? So this same person, I was stunned. The same person had her family in Seattle, right? The backstory is that he was supposed to move with her to Atlanta, right? She got a job here in Atlanta, and he decided to stay in Seattle with the kids, two boys, 10 and 13. So he decided to stay back in Seattle with the kids, and she decided to stay in Atlanta. And after she told me that, I'm just going to say this, man. I don't know too many women that will leave their kids behind. And to me, that's the biggest red flag of all. Like, what mother does that? You guys share in the comments. Tell me what you think of this. Do you think that should have been a red flag on my part? But I'm like, what mother decides to stay in another state 3,000 miles away and not want to be with her kids? And this is part of the reason why the divorce was contentious. And I'm sure he was probably pissed off. I'm like, what the fuck? What mother leaves her kids like that? So those are the three things. As a quick recap, when was the divorce? The three red flags. When was the divorce? Was the divorce ugly or amicable? And then last, did she leave her kids behind? So let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.